Hello everyone, I'm Samartha Shri. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see about a novel, Little Woman, Chapter 1, which was written by Louisa May Alcott. Now let's move on to a short introduction about the author. Louisa May Alcott was born on 29 November 1832 and died on March 6, 1888. Was an American novelist, short story writer and poet. Best known for writing the novel Little Woman in 1868 and Little Men in 1871 and Joe's Boys in 1886. Now let's move on to the short introduction about the characters in the novel Little Woman. At Christmas, the four March girls decide that they will all try hard to be good and never to be cross or lazy or selfish again. Meg, the oldest, won't complain about her job or not having pretty dresses. Joe won't argue and get angry and run wild like a boy. Shy Beth will try hard to be braver, and little Amy will think less of herself and more of other people. They don't always succeed, of course, and sometimes there are arguments and secrets and angry tears. But there is also laughter and fun, and soon a new friend, Laurie, the rich and lonely boy next door. Many troubles and difficulties lie in the year ahead, and the girls are growing up. While Joe hates the idea of being polite young lady, but Meg will soon be 17 and ready to fall in love. Now, let's move on to the novel Little Woman, Chapter 1, Four Sisters. Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents, said Joe crossly. It's so awful to be poor, agreed Meg, looking at her old dress. It's not rich for some girls to have pretty things and others to have nothing at all, said little Amy. We have got father and mother and each other, said Beth gently. Four young faces around the fire cheered up as they thought of this. But then Joe said sadly, we haven't got father and we won't have him for a long time. She didn't say perhaps never, but each silently thought it, remembering that he was away at the war in South. Then Meg said, Mother says we should not spend money on presents when our men are fighting a war. We can't accept anything from Mother or each other, said Joe, but we only have $1 each and that won't help the army much. Let's each buy ourselves what we want and have a little fun. We work hard to earn it. I do, teaching those awful children, said Meg. What about me, said Joe. I'm shut up all day working for a terrible old lady who gives me differently orders every 5 seconds. I think washing cups and plates and keeping things steady is the worst work in the world, said Beth. My hands get too tired to play my music. I have to go to school with the girls who laugh at my dresses and say cruel things because my father isn't rich, said Amy. I wish we had the money father lost when we were little, Joe, said Meg. I wish I was a boy, said Joe. Then I could go fight and beside father. Meg was 16 and very pretty with large eyes and soft brown hair and white hands. 15-year-old Joe was very tall and thin. Her long, dark red hair was usually pushed up out of the way. Beth was 13, a very shy girl who seemed to live in a happy world of her own. Amy was the youngest but thought herself to be the most important. She had blue eyes and yellow hair with curled on her shoulders. At 6 o'clock, Beth put a pair of slippers by the fire, warm, and Meg light the lamp. Amy got out of the comfortable chair without being asked, and Joe forgot how tired she was and held the slippers closer to the fire. "These are old," she said. "Mother needs new pair." "I will get her some with my dollar," said Beth. "No, I shall," cried Amy. "I am the oldest," began Meg. "I am the man of the family. Now father is away. I shall buy them," said Joe. "Let's each get her something and not get anything for ourselves," said Beth. "That's a kind idea," said Joe. "What shall we get?" Everyone thought a moment. Then Meg said, "I will give her a nice pair of gloves." "The best army slippers," said Joe. "Some handkerchiefs," said Beth. "I mean, it won't cost much, so I will have some money left to buy something for me." "Well, let mother think that we are getting things for ourselves and then surprise her," said Joe. Mrs. March arrived home soon after. She took off her wet things and put on her warm slippers. Meg made the tea. Joe brought wood for the fire. Beth was quiet and busy, and Amy gave orders. "I have got a letter from father," cried Mrs. March. It was letter to cheer them up, and the special message for the girls came at the end. "Give them all my love and a kiss. I think them every day. I know they will be loving children to you, and that when I come back, I will be prouder than ever of my little woman." A tear dropped off the end of Joe's nose. Amy hid her face on her mother's shoulder. "I'm selfish," she cried, "but I will try to be better." "We all will," cried Meg. "I think too much about the way I look and hate to work, but I won't any more. And I will try to be a little woman," said Joe, "and not to be rough and wild." Beth said nothing, but she began to work harder at a blue army glove she was making. So the four girls decided that they would all try very hard to be good. They would never be cross or lazy or selfish, and they would all help each other. They talked over their plan that evening while they made sheets for Aunt March. Then at 9 o'clock they stopped to sing a song. Beth played the old piano and Meg and her mother led the singing. Joe always sang the wrong place, but the girls never got too old to sing together. So that's all about the novel. Do like, share, subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.